Will be a perfect feeling my lungs inside you. And the black nights take away into your mind. Just to know what you feel. Christmas every time we start knocking eyes off. Lost control. Disconnect. Let's watch YouTube.
However, doesn't find the advice amusing. Fueled by worry and rage, he jumps high into the air, cutting through dark spirits with fury as he charges toward the library shouting Ed's name, determined to reach him and punish him if he touches Elka. Jix's story is unlike other characters. He grew up wandering the harsh northern prairies, separated from his family at a young age with no memories of them. Living like a barbarian, he survived by scavenging from corpses or hunting deer to sell their meat. People feared him because he came from a harsh, chaotic land where only the strong survived. His life as a savage changed when he met Elka, his first true friend. Her family treated him kindly, helping him leave his wild ways behind and become more civilized. For Jix, Elka is everything, and he would do anything to protect her. As Jix rushes to the library, he cuts through dark spirits, smashes the door open, and yells Ed's name. He only knows Ed from bad rumors about cheating and bullying. Inside, Jix finds Ed leaning against a wall, covered in blood and too weak to move. Jix grabs him and demands to know where Elka is. Ed, injured and exhausted, simply points in her direction. Jix pushes him aside and runs to find her. When he reaches Elka, Jix sees her lying safely on a shelf, asleep. He feels relieved, but notices the barricaded bookcases protecting her. He wonders who set them up. Then, he spots a blood-stained coat covering her, and a board with instructions written on it. Realizing the blood isn't hers, he understands that Ed had protected her, fighting off dark spirits and guarding her even while injured. Moments earlier, Ed uses his strength from training to lift the heavy bookshelves and carry the unconscious Elka. He sets up barricades around her for protection, places her inside, and writes instructions on a board nearby. Then he stays to guard her. From the library window, he notices the summoning rune but closes the curtain, choosing not to interfere with the major storyline involving other key characters. He reflects on Janika's impressive connection with spirits and wonders how she could have turned to the dark side, summoning and controlling materialized spirits, something he finds impossible for himself. When dark spirits approach Elka, Ed fights them head-on. After defeating the intermediate-level spirits, he notices his stats have slightly improved. Surprisingly, he even unlocks some spirit connection abilities, leaving him curious about his potential. As Jix carries Elka to safety, he asks Ed what happened in the library. Ed casually replies that he was just training. Jix laughs at the response and thanks Ed for saving Elka, promising to repay the favor someday. Ed recognizes Jix as Taylor's trusted ally and best friend in the game. Knowing Jix plays a crucial role in the storyline, Ed advises Jix to join Taylor and follow his lead to fix the ongoing chaos. Jix is surprised by Ed speaking so highly of Taylor, as they barely interact. However, Ed's motive is to ensure Taylor unlocks his slash element, essential for defeating the high-ranked spirit, Tarkin, with Jix's help, as it happens in the original game storyline. Jix thanks Ed for the advice and leaves, allowing Ed to finally rest. As Ed sits to relax, he notices something strange. Jix and Taylor aren't friends yet. He remembers that in the original game, Taylor and Jix become friends after a duel where Taylor learns the slash element by cutting through Jix's magic. This event was supposed to happen before the Act 1 finale, but now things are happening earlier than planned. Without their friendship, Taylor hasn't learned the slash element, which is key to defeating Tarkin. Ed realizes the storyline is falling apart and changing. Back at the camp, Jix returns with Elka and apologizes for being late. The team tells him it's no use. They already tried and failed to invade. The captain, soldiers, and some students are injured, and they've had to retreat. Now they don't have the strength to fight Tarkin again. Ed arrives at the camp, surprising everyone. Seeing the situation, he realizes the ritual to summon Glaskin is almost complete. If they don't act soon, everything will be destroyed. Ed knows stepping in will change the storyline, but he has no choice if he wants to save the game world. He takes charge, forming two teams and deciding to lead one himself. From now on, Ed chooses to step into the storyline to stop the disaster. Seeing Ed Roth Taylor, everyone is shocked and keeps their eyes fixed on him. Klebius ridiculously laughs at Ed's suggestion, thinking running as fast as he can. Klebius yells angrily, blaming Ed and the situation for his trouble. Watching Klebius being chased, Ed calmly tells Lortel to focus on her part, assuring her that Klebius is doing his job. Lortel jokingly suggests they could let Clebius be sacrificed, but Ed strongly disagrees, saying he doesn't plan to let anyone get hurt. Ed knows Clebius well because he understands the story. Even though Clebius seems scared and unsure, Ed knows he has hidden strength. With Tarkin distracted, Ed gives Lortel her most important task to handle the spirit. Lortel stands outside the hall, focusing on her task to create an entry path for the other team and deliver a key attack on Tarkin. As she prepares, she thinks about Ed. Despite his bad reputation, he seems surprisingly cool to her. She reminds herself not to judge someone based on rumors alone. She uses her magic to blow a huge hole in the hall's wall, opening a path to where Janica is. Her powerful move surprises Princess Fenia and the others. Earlier, Ed notices Lortel's hidden magic skills and decides this is the perfect chance to use them. He trusts her with this important role, and she feels grateful for his confidence. With the path open, Lortel turns to fight Tarkin, the fire spirit. Meanwhile, Clebius runs toward them, shouting and apologizing for being scared earlier. He begs for help as Tarkin chases him. Ed quickly realizes Tarkin's protective shell blocks all attacks, just like before. They need something powerful enough to break it. Using his knowledge of the storyline, Ed grabs a pouch and climbs to the roof of the hall. Lortel protects herself and Clebius by creating a massive ice wall to block Tarkin's fire attack. On the roof, Ed finds Lucy sleeping. She isn't supposed to be part of this event, but since the story has already changed, Ed decides to involve her. He opens his pouch filled with beef jerky and tosses some into Lucy's mouth to wake her. Once she wakes up, he throws her at Tarkin while shouting for everyone to get down. Lucy, startled and crying out at Ed for being mean, unleashed her high-rank ability, Divine Punishment, to shatter Tarkin's protective shell, making it weak. With the spirit now vulnerable, Ed sees his chance. He rushes forward with all his strength to deliver the final blow to Tarkin. In Janica's whole life, people call her a symbol of hope. Her parents, friends, and teachers are always proud of her, piling on high expectations. But for Janica, it's just been this heavy weight she's carried since she was a kid. As she thinks about all of this, and these memories feel like they're shattering into tiny pieces, then the hall's wall explodes. The subduing team charges in to rescue her, but instead of relief, Janica just greets them with this eerie smile. Velosphere, the dark spirit, is fully in control of her now. Outside, Ed is trying to keep it together. He knows the final act chapter will end before dawn. He checks on Lucy, wondering if she's okay after all her effort earlier. Lortel informs him about Lucy somewhere nearby, rolling around out after breaking Tarkin's shell. Lortel adds that she's been throwing ice spears at Tarkin, but it's still standing strong. Ed figures the only way to end this is to go straight for Tarkin's throat. But Lucy, who already runs out of energy, and Clebius, who's being chased around by the fire spirit, is way too panicked to land a proper hit. Ed knows what he has to do. He's going to take care of this himself. He turns to Lortel, tells her he's putting his life in her hands to keep Tarkin still. Lortel, ever the skeptic, calls it a wild gamble, but Ed just grins and says it's an investment in getting rid of the monster for her. This gets her attention as that's her area of expertise. She smiles, saying he's way cooler than the princess, who's always acting like a royal monarch. Fired up, Lortel starts setting traps with her ice magic. Just as Ed charges toward Tarkin, another massive dark spirit shows up on the top of the hall building, the right hand of Glaskin, making the whole situation even worse. Ed figures Taylor's team must be at the final stage of their fight, but he can't let that distract him. He trusts Lortel will not mess up, even with all this chaos. As Tarkin is about to launch a fire blast straight at Ed, Lortel nails the timing, using her traps to block the attack and give Ed an opening. He slides in close, channels his wind magic, and slices right through Tarkin's throat. The fiery beast finally goes down. As the dust settles, Ed checks his stats and grins. His spirit magic levels are way up, and he's unlocked a spirit contract slot, something he never thought he'd get. He glances over and spots Taylor, who's busy slicing Glaskin's right-hand spirit to bits like it's no big deal. Watching him in action, Ed can't help but feel impressed. Taylor's really living up to his protagonist role. With Tarkin defeated and Janica freed from Velosfer's grip, the group finally catches a break. They've pulled it off. The danger is over. Lortel chuckles as she remarks that she's met plenty of people in her life who claimed they were risking everything, but most of them turned out to be cowards. She's amused that even after going through a life-and-death crisis together, Ed doesn't show much emotion. With a sly grin, she shakes hands with him again, this time slipping 3 gold coins into his palm as a token of gratitude. On the other hand, usual grace, she thanks Ed sincerely, acknowledging how much he's done for them all. Princess offers Ed to join the student council for his heroic act. Fenia and Ed shifts the storyline. The audience becomes fans of Janica, the only senior to win against a first-year student. putting her under immense pressure to maintain her standards. Ed then notes that while both Lucy and Janica make contracts with spirits, Lucy spends more time in the forest, strengthening her bond naturally. Janica, however, lacks that connection, and Ed blames himself for being in the forest and altering the game's storyline. Janica tells Ed she feels forgotten amidst the chaos, which hurts her. She admits that after wreaking havoc on such a grand stage, she thinks others will look for her, but they don't. Ed consoles her, making her laugh a little. Janica says she doesn't expect him to find her so quickly, and just wants to stay hidden a little longer, as she feels close to ugly crying. This makes Ed tear up as well. Ed recalls Marilda, the spirit wolf, telling him to save Janica one day. He realizes this moment is what he means, preventing Janica from falling into such despairs. Ed now gets why the wolf said those words to him. Everyone else is putting a lot of pressure on Janica, while Ed keeps his distance, making Janica feel like he's the one she can rely on. Because of all this pressure.
Ready? Yeah, ready. Cool, cool, cool. Well, I will see you in 3 years when I graduate school. See you then. Took that cat for a second. As you, yes, I already know. Let me show you. And yes, I bought that gun more, that gun ammo as well. I finally bought the gun ammo. As you can fucking see, this is good as shit. This add-on is good. I mean, look at it. It's fucking OP as hell. Let's be honest. Look at this shit. And no, I'm not sponsored. Of course not. I wish I was, but I'm not. Another thing we were talking about, yes, I bought the SCP add-on. The new recent SCP add-on. This add-on sucks, but it is what it is. These are not actual SCPs. It's voluntary. But it is what it is. Let's try, yeah. I'll see you when I upload the videos. And this character, in 3 years, he's going to be working with the government. That's all I can say. When you next see him, he'll be at some place. No, it won't be in another dimension where he's working at. It'll be in this dimension. Not this dimension. Not this. You know what I mean, shit. I will see you then.